The only Terran in the top 16 has taken a 2-1 lead in this series that was played 2 days ago, but obviously I don't know the outcome of the series. Representing Platinum Heroes, it is Vindicta. The only American, I think, right? Is he the only American in this tournament? I think so. In the bottom left side of this round of 16 best of 5, we are looking at the main base of the Finnish Zerg. It is Mixu. I just realized that my neighbors are sitting in the yard outside. They probably can hear me. So I should have closed my door. I'll close my door after this game. I feel like it has cooled down a tiny bit in my living room. And there's some more fresh air so I can actually be a functioning human. And I can talk. Don't think they've got the stream open. I'm closer to one of my neighbors than I am to the other one. And the other ones, they were blasting some 50 Cent earlier. I was like, we're back in the 90s, eh? I don't think he knew that I was in the yard. So he started laughing. 50 Cent in the game. Underdogs. Or whatever that song. Hate It or Love It is how it's called. Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. I was like, alright, now we're vibing. Long best of 5, guys. Royal Blood is obviously not a bad Terran map either. Some Zergs actually absolutely hate this with a passion. To me, this one does seem a whole lot more playable than a Babylon or a Gress1. Because I think even in the late game, it's a bit harder for Terrans to truly be bulletproof against everything. So I wouldn't hate this that much if I was a Zerg. But I do understand why some Zergs call this also a Terran map. I wonder what the 5th map would be, but I assume that it's Dragon Skills. Even though I wonder what the... Yeah, I guess Vindicta vetoed Altitude. And what would Mixu veto? Maybe Mixu veto Dragon Skills. Since we played on Gress1 and Babylon. I guess... Or he vetoed Neo-Humanity. Maybe against... maybe against Vindicta it's best to veto Neo-Humanity. Nobody likes Altitude. A lot of the Zergs don't even really like it, but I do still think that they look at it and be like, oh yeah, if I can play on Altitude, I'll do it. Even if they don't get too much practice on it. It's just a nice Zerg map. Terran is often going to be a whole lot more committed to their move outs. And since Lynx is so quick, it's very hard to get home with anything that's not flying. Even Mula Ling Bane is pretty good on Altitude. And that's not really a strat that a lot of people believe in at high level on different maps. Vindicta had an SCV at the bottom, making sure that Mixu couldn't take that base, but Mixu just took the triangle and has a couple of slow Zerglings running into the natural here of Vindicta. And that's actually the mule that's going to lose a whole lot of mining time. The SCV is not that big of a deal, but this mule not mining, that is a bit of a big deal. When you're going to KSA? Should be on the 30th of July, but I don't have any info yet. I don't have a visa, I don't have a flight that was offered to me. But I know some of the players are flying on the 30th. So I'm either flying on the 30th or the 31st. Any chance you're coming to Dubai? No. I will just go to Saudi Arabia, do my thing, do my job and go home again. I would like to go to Dubai once though. Especially because I have a friend who lives in Abu Dhabi. And some of my Dutch friends already went to visit him. I need to lose a couple kilograms first before I can enjoy those pool parties, you know. I don't want them to think that there is suddenly a will at a pool party. We can't have that happen. So we'll lose a few kilograms and then we'll visit Dubai and Abu Dhabi once. We have an armory. That's a relatively quick armory on the side of Mixu. Excuse me, on the side of Vindicta. I'm losing it, guys. It's very hot. My head is spinning a little. I've had a long weekend. I did sleep a whole lot better from yesterday night to today than I did in the previous night, but these days are just long and I'm starting to feel it. We have a 4-minute 40-second lair on the side of Mixu, so he's not gonna play Evo Chambers before any lair. Just seems like we want to get quick bailing speed. Getting a bailing nest here is very important. Otherwise, dealing with a bunch of hellbats would be potentially terrifying. I wish Gabagoop. That would be a good thing. If I ever live long enough for people to call me a will at the poker table, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even hating. I do have a VPIP of 70% in everything I play, so perhaps you're right, but don't have the funds to be the actual build. That Viking is way too far forward, and losing a Viking, an expensive unit like that against a couple of queens, especially if you want to go for some sort of a cool Hellbat opening. Honestly, that's a bit painful. What's also painful is losing 3 queens here, and these queens are going to be in a bit of a pickle, but so are the Marines. Now it's the Marines tanking for the Hellbats, and that's not really the point. Like, now you've got Stim, but you literally have 0 Marines. Well, 1 Marine. Look at that 1 Marine leading the charge. 2 queens going down, but I think that Vindicta needs a whole lot more with this opening before we can ever call it a success. I understood what he tried to do there. Drop the Marines, make sure that you block the queens, but now the Marines just died. And this would have been so much scarier with 6 or 7 Marines with Stim. Hellbats, however, still just going for it, trying to get on top of the queens. Banelings are here. How are we going to split them Hellbats? Actually, did a decent job there. But I think in the end, Mixu just got way too much time to get ready for this. Keeps all 4 hatcheries alive. Lost 4 queens, 20 lings. I think it's very acceptable. Very, very acceptable on the side of Mixu. It was a big investment by Vindicta, and I think the execution just wasn't really there. Losing the Marines that easily is always a mistake. Losing the Viking before the party even started is obviously a mistake. And Mixu says, thank you very much, Vindicta. I will gladly display the video game from this current position. We do need to start bailing speed though. That's important that we don't forget about that. I don't think he needs it like right here, right now, but we do kind of want to start it in the next 30 seconds. Besides that, not a worry in the world for Mixu. There we go. Vindicta should go back to the Helmet Terran. I don't know if that's if it quite works like that. If we start calling anybody the Helmet Zerg, and that anyone is Yona Sotala, then we should kind of keep that term for only Yona. That's not a term that you just throw around loosely. As 7 drones died, 2 Widow Mines, I guess, over here in the bottom right side. We're going to have another Widow Mine drop in the natural main base turret. What's it going to be? Okay. 3 of the 4 Widow Mines got out. Not the greatest shots there. The Mixu... Oh, Mixu hasn't cleaned these ones up yet, though. Overseer Mixu. 1 here. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mixu. Mixu. He's gonna lose like all of them now. That is painful. And now there's another medevac with a couple of Widow Mines flying into the middle of all these bases. Vindicta playing a pretty crazy style here. He's still down 22 workers though, but he does have drilling calls. Drilling calls is sick. Oh, 1 Widow Mine in the main. Over here. Oh! What? How does it not shoot? How does it not shoot at anything? Jeez Louise, blue balls of the century. As Mixu is trying to get the gold, but Vindicta's already here with 8 Marines with Stim to deny that. He's gonna run into 4 queens, but the queens have plenty of energy, so they can keep each other alive for a bit. And they snipe the medevac after 7 Marines just hop back into it. I mean, like, Mixu lost 20 drones, but he's so far ahead. Why didn't that fire? I think it's because he retargeted. He went for drones first, the drone went out of range, and then I think he just... It just took too long. No. I am sure that if we would take another look at that, you could see that the Widow Mine first was firing at a drone, but then the drone went out of range, so then the Widow Mine has to retarget, and that's when the Banelings blew up. Let's be honest, it's 5 base. It's more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going up to 6. I think Vindicta is kind of screwed in this game. Even if the Widow Mine drops were cool, it's just that the initial Hellbat attack did not do anywhere near enough. And Mixu just got so far ahead that he can comfortably lose 20 drones. And it's not like Vindicta got 20 drones for free, right? These medevacs are expensive, these Widow Mines are expensive. This is by far and away the best start I think that Mixu's had in any of these games so far. And he's now going to make Vindicta pay for the fact that he has a great start for the first time, as we have a Link Bane and a couple of Hydras attacked. Ooh. I think he thought he burrowed them. He didn't burrow them. We have burrow, but we didn't burrow them. The entire map is purple as well. And if Vindicta wants to turn this into something, he's gonna have to turtle like an MF. Sensor towers, wall-offs, bunkers, and a whole lot of mines already burrowed. The swarm is coming. Fear Dragon, his bot, thinks that Vindicta has this game. And that obviously means that he thinks Mixu has the game. First Widowmine shot is decent, the second one not so much. Mixu knows that he can be a little bit reckless here, because he's got an economy that sweet Zerg dreams are made of. All these bases should be very well saturated. He even has the gold. Do like this little drop. Love the marine positioning there between the hatchery and this fence, door, monument, whatever it is. It's very smart. The Widowmine run by is not a tactic we see very often at high level StarCraft. Because it's not very good. Barrel bailing, Mixu! Oh my goodness, so close. This is the game of blue ball so far, guys. You keep on getting your man very excited. I am ready to explode. Okay, we throw down a scan and now we throw down a second scan and the bailing still kind of did a decent job. That's honestly pretty funny. Oh no, Thorn. Well, Ravi knows how to do a thing or two. That man is a great coder. Is Ravi still full-time at the moment? I don't know if he's actually here or if it's just a bot that's listening. But Ravi had some very good jobs a while ago. He just gave up on some of those good jobs because he wanted to live his dream life of a StarCraft 2 commentator and streamer. To me, this is hell. No, I'm kidding. But it's definitely tricky. Vindicta throws down a scan. He's going to unload 8 Marines in the bottom right side. Mixu is very quick to react. The banks don't lie. Vindicta is allowed to dream about turning this game into something if he gets 4 bases. But I think Mixu will do whatever the hell he can to prevent that from happening. Oh no, I think we all know that Ravi is very smart. Same token. I do not doubt for a second that Ravi is a very smart guy. He's smart and sweet. It's a good combo. Ladies, I know what you're thinking. I don't know if he's single, I'm sorry. Hydra, Link Bane is going to crash into a couple of Marauders. This is one of these moments where Vindicta tries to go up to 4 bases and Mixu says, not yet. Vindicta says, oh, yes, well, it is going to happen, mate. Whether you like it or not. Vindicta also gets a cancel on the hatchery in the top left side. Now at the same time, we've got Hydra, Link Bane trying to crash into the 3rd. Can the Banelings find what they're looking for? Can we burrow some Banelings? Come on. Apparently not. Vindicta's doing a good job with the drops in the top left and over here in the center right. And we got Forjumi with the race up. Hello, hello, liebes Jumi. Wie geht es dir, mein Freund? How is the arm? Are we recovering? Mix is the ultimate Turtle King. I agree with you that he's very good at it. But I think this game, it's kind of like sweeping leaves on a windy day. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But I'd love to be wrong. And if Vindicta does win this game, mate, I will be the very first to say that Terran is absolute bullshit. But hopefully we don't have to go there. Tank on the high ground, getting a couple of good shots off. And Mixu's right before this is a planetary fortress. You gotta love that. We have a fungal landing on the bio units too. Can the Banelings accomplish something? It's kind of running after SCVs. I'm gonna get a decent amount. We even have a knight that's going down. Are these lings or banks? These are Zerglings. Look at the banks that we are working with. Hand is okay, streamed for a couple hours and now chilling. Unfortunately, your mic just broke. That is the moment. You can now drop some cash, mate, on his Shure SM7B. And you'll be a real streamer. Because we all know the more money you spend on your stream, the better your stream is. Is that right? Isn't it all isn't it how it goes, guys? Unless you've got a $3,000 camera, you don't even belong, baby. Double Abduct is gonna grab a couple of these medevacts. Vindicta, round 3. Hey, wait, this isn't orbital right now? Okay, that's crazy. I did not think he was gonna go for an orbital. We have 9 queens out on the map, and of these 9 queens, we have 8 of them here. The 9 queens out, 8 queens are chilling at the bottom of the 3rd of Vindicta. We have a nice fungal and a couple of Banelings blowing up Marauders. Normally you don't want to run your Banelings into Marauders, but if your economy is this much bigger than the one of your opponent, and if your bank is this much bigger, then I would say it's okay. It is important for Mixu, by the way, that he keeps mining gas. Doesn't have too much of a gas income at the moment. I'm just taking notes, Jeremy. It was just like yesterday that Officer Zelda told me that unless I would improve my setup from home, he would take away my caster badge and he would come for my job. I was like, what the hell? Since when do the Canadians come for our jobs? And he said, no, I'm doing it. So then I broke the piggy bank and I upgraded. Thanks to my pal Cell. Up for 3 on 4 bases though. If you guys have a link to the VOD when that happened, I want to see it. We even are abducting Vikings at this point. If we take a look at the units lost resource tab, we can see that Mixu has lost a tiny bit more. But if you then take a look at the income advantage over the last 10 minutes, yeah, he has mined a whole lot more. If Mixu can clean up the army one time of Vindicta, this game is over. Because Vindicta cannot rebuild. But if nothing happens in the next few minutes and Vindicta gets a bit of a bank, and then also gets his hand on this base, well, then it could become gnarly. However, dealing with this many Broodlords where you only have one Viking though is going to be hard. We land the Fong on a few of the goals. There's one cloaked goals on the left. That was really close. That was actually, I think, really close. But in the end, the ghost does die. We have a lot of banelings crashing into the base at 12 o'clock. The tank falls. Missile turret falls. Yeah, Broodlord's doing that thing. The 9 Queens have finally said that they've had enough of this game. We have more Corruptors morphing into Broodlords as your extra Lings and Bane showing up. Mixu is truly making it rain in this game when it comes to producing a crazy amount of Zerg units. He's playing it in the right way. Vindicta is trying to be the ultimate turtle Terran. And this is an unfair fight. It does seem that this is going to go into a game 5. We thought it was a close series. It is a close series.